when you get over there too much, becomes difficult. They did some things in their defensive scheme base, versus some of our sub that maybe created some minus runs, but I was pleased that we closed it out. They knew we were going to run, we were going to run, and we were able to finish the game. So we'll look at that tape. We'll enjoy the win, and then be back at it Monday.
There's our guy, Sean Payton, trying to describe what the hell happened tonight. It's DMac and your guy, Mike Sanford, fresh off of the Altitude TV post-game show to the digital where we can say shit. And maybe that was being said, and we're not going to belabor the point.
I'm still not able to say that.
Oh. Sorry, I don't mean to put you in a pickle.
You're allowed to. I extend forgiveness and love and grace and mercy for all different types of people.
I'm going to ride with you on that one. So I won't.
No, I'm playing with you, man.
No. I'm not going to fuck it up again. So we want to thank our great friends at Journey Spice because they are the best. You can use this QR code, and with that, you can save 10% using the code GetSpicy at Amazon.com. We'll have more about Journey Spice, but we could not do this without Journey Spice. So if you do like this show, if you like what we're doing, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and get yourself some Journey Spice. Mike, are you enjoying your Journey Spice with you and your lovely wife, Anne-Marie?
The bye week's been a very spicy journey, frankly. No football game this week, early home. Had some awesome spaghetti last night that had some Sicilian seasoning in it. I believe it was 2 nights ago. Had an awesome chicken dish with some za'atar. So got a little of that Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
So enjoying my journey. It can get spicy at times, really.
I love it. Journey Spice for the win. Amazon.com. Use the code GetSpicy. Save yourself 10%. All right. And like I said, more on Journey Spice in just a little bit. But let's talk about the game. And this was, hey, man, let me just give you my 2 cents on this.
Please.
There is clearly a disconnect between Sean Payton and Bo Nix, okay? I really do not believe Bo is this bad as a quarterback, nor do I believe Sean is this bad as a play caller. I just don't believe it. But there is something not right, Mike. I don't know. There's something just off kilter.
It makes no sense. I mean, the amount of texts that I got from people that I've been in the football world with, either coached them in college that were watching the game tonight. That's the thing about a Thursday night game or a Sunday night or a Monday night game is that the whole world is watching. And the people who are texting me like, this is the most disgusting display of offensive football I've ever seen. It's unwatchable. Texts like, why did I just give up of 2.5, 3 hours of my life to watch that? I mean, it was embarrassing. This is going to go down as one of the worst, just viewable, enjoyable primetime football games. And that's saying a lot. There have been some bad ones, especially the quarterback injuries. What was even more alarming about this one is the best comparison for the uneven, just frankly, not even arrhythmic, just inept offense that you saw. The best comp would be the London game against the New York Jets, who were equally bad. But you had all the built-in excuses of that one. London's always that way. Right. It's on a soccer field. You deal with all of the travel. The Broncos had an East Coast swing plus London swing. I guess you could chalk this one up to a 3 or 4 day, layoff between your last one against Houston. But my word, man, when are we going to start to see that? Really, I would say outside of the fourth quarter against the Eagles, outside of the fourth quarter against the Giants, and then we'll say the Bengals. I'll give you 3 quarters in the Bengals game, and then I'll give you the entirety of the Cowboys game, minus the first drive where Bo Nix threw an interception. I mean, that leaves a lot of football that has been terrible offensively. I'm talking inept. You know the Denver Broncos stat on punting right now?
A lot.
The Denver Broncos came into this contest leading the National Football League in punts at 46.
That's crazy.
You want to know the teams that were in your company?
Go for it.
Cleveland Browns had 38. Bengals without Joe Burrow, right in that category.
Mm-hmm.
And the Tennessee Titans.
Mm.
You were worse than them. You had 7 punts tonight. You now have 53 punts on the year. Thank God you drafted a punter, because that is the most used player. You realize that our guy Crawshaw has 2,500 plus yards now in the season in total punt yardage.
Well, we got to look up some records now. I mean, now we got to start taking a peek to maybe the Tommy Ruin days. Well, actually, no. Actually, Tommy Ruin played with John Elway.
He was playing during a really good era.
No, that's not going to be the guy to look at. All right, let's talk about the wind. Okay, I'm telling you, being there, I'm telling you, it was an issue. Okay, I mean, on Crawshaw's first shank, the ball twice rolled from where it was spotted underneath the center. The ball rolled before it was snapped. I don't know if you saw that on TV or not. Did they show that?
Yes. They showed that a couple times. It was
okay.
You know what? So DMac earlier today, I'd seen in the forecast, like I'd had just high school. I'd had 2 really good practices the last couple of days. We're on a bye week. Today was going to be like a light practice. I saw like 40 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts in Highlands Ranch. I said, yeah, we're just going to condition. Just because like the football it's not a great game when you're playing in 60 mile an hour winds. That is the reality.
Yeah. And why would you practice poorly because of the weather?
You're gonna end up playing in it. And so I've practiced plenty of times in the middle of awful weather. I'm sitting there like today, I'm like, do we really want to just tackle each other and just go like live run game versus I'm going to get a guy hurt? Like, what do we get out of this if we can't time up the throw game?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just today was a horrible day for wind.
Okay. All right. So how do you factor that in to what you saw offensively?
You do. But I mean, you do. Period, point blank, end of story. Or as Bo Nix would say, point blank, period. I'm more of a period, point blank guy. But Bo said the other way. It factors into it, especially when you're a quarterback that right now is in the bottom 5 in just about every analytical category in next-gen stats provided by the National Football League. Completion percentage over expected, 28th out of 32 starters. Tight window throwing percentage. Bo Nix right now is 32 out of 33 qualified throwers of the football. And then estimated points added per drop back, Bo Nix is in the bottom 5 as well. When you add the win to that, it leads to what you saw tonight, which is just bad offensive ball. Offensive ball.
Well, Sean did mention it was a little windy. Listen, man, I was trying to calm people down on Twitter the best I could because I think the wind had a huge factor on things. That being said, the tone in the locker room, it was, wasn't exactly a happy crew. I think this team is tired, Coach. I really do.
And
I think they're tired.
Look, can we also admit, and I'm not, the Broncos are the best team in the NFL today.
Yeah. Now.
They are.
Today, right now, yep.
Best team in the NFL. They're first team to 8, right?
First team to 8. Yep.
Okay. The NFL did the Broncos no scheduling favors with their first 10.
Tough. Really tough.
And it's not necessarily about who they played. It's about the travel. It's about the logistics.
Yes.
And I will say, you said this, Sean Payton certainly is as one of our fine Twitchers or YouTubers here has said, I'm gonna add this right here if you're okay with this, Darren.
Of course.
I agree with this wholeheartedly. Would you agree?
I think Sean Payton had his worst game of the year today.
Do you think that Sean Payton as an offensive play caller standalone has lost some miles per hour off his fastball?
I think there's a
yes. You know the answer to that, Darren.
Oh my gosh.
You know the answer.
It ain't working. It ain't working the right way with Bo because every time Bo's making a play that matters, we're in the playground. It's not Sean Payton. It's Bo in the playground.
Okay, so let me add to that. Sean Payton is not a great offense play caller today. Meaning this season, the compilation, He's already got Chase Daniel. He's an interesting follow because I think that's the guy that's most closely linked to what Sean's running narrative is that he's pushing. And the blame is starting to go away from Diana Rossini. I love my cue. And it's going more towards this is unacceptable. This is exactly what Chase Daniel said today. He said that there are open guys. You might disagree with the play calling. You might not like it. I know this offense. I played in this offense. I know it. And there are open guys. And unless Bo Nix starts getting his feet settled, getting right, something's got to change. And so that tells me that's a little introspective into Sean, because Sean talks to Chase, right? That's his guy.
Right.
Chase Daniel is Sean's guy. Sean is Chase's guy. But when I break this down even further, the play calling, bad. Navigating the awful travel and logistics, Sean Payton, chef's kiss. 10 out of 10.
Game management?
Fine.
Okay.
I'd say on the plus side.
Preparation for the week?
You won. Okay. Defense looked fast and was fine.
All right, I gotta give you this back and forth with Luka. I mean, we know.
Is that crystal clear?
Yep. My name's Luka. Also,
okay, perfect. Perfect.
This is Luka Evans, who him and Sean have. So I thought it was like Leggy and Sean.
No, Leggy's like, oh hey Jeff, how are you, pal?
No problem with Leggy.
Yeah.
This is something between Luka Evans and the Denver Post and Sean, but
it's almost as if big ego, maniacal, 10 million plus earners that are narcissistic by trade have a problem with Luka Evans, because Lincoln Riley had the same exact problem and banned Luka Evans from covering the team while he was a beat reporter for the Orange County Register for the USC Trojans.
That just blows me away. I saw Luka in the cafeteria press room, which is like the food's unbelievable. And I gave him a high five.
Yeah,
that was awesome. He's like,
you see Luka, and it feels like you're about ready to go watch a Dave Matthews Band concert. Be like, what's up, bro? It's a good show, man. Do we not have that vibe with our guy Luka?
We hack you a little bit. We hack you to
hacky sacks, AP physics, see how it goes,
We did it. All right, I gotta play you this back and forth because it was just so great. So here we go.
Sean, again, as you've said, your record says who you are.
Exactly right.
But,
are you going to say but? No. What's your question?
Are you comfortable with the script of just kind of how these games continue to be won?
We're never comfortable as coaches, but there's no buts. So you're asking, am I comfortable as a coach? We're never satisfied. If my answer were to you, I'm comfortable, that'd be silly, right? So obviously we gotta clean up the penalties. We gotta clean up some of the execution, and that is an ongoing thing that probably never ends. There's you search for that Shangri-La. Right now, we're a team sitting at 8 wins. I think we're the only team sitting there. So, and yet we're constantly looking internally and starting. But it was a tough night offensively, obviously, and I give them credit. They did some things differently that we hadn't seen, and you start looking at your call sheet with your sub plan, and so we'll look at that tape and we'll learn from it. We always will.
Did you see? Did you see the comment I threw up there?
Yeah.
Do not play the drinking game or take a shot for every Broncos screen pass. I'm now in the hospital.
Oh my God.
Tyler Bidet, man. I mean, that's the guy you need to throw the screen pass to him. When you drafted RJ Harvey in the second round, Tyler Bidet.
Yeah.
Get the ball to him.
Yeah.
He's really proven to be a guy for you.
Yeah, that's the answer. We know that.
Jeez.
I'll look at some of the numbers.
Evan Ingram's been fantastic, hasn't he? The Joker.
Hey, All right. I mean, he's got drops. And so he drops the ball if you hit him, And if he's wide open, Bo throws it over his head.
Mhm.
And I think didn't Bo give up a double deflection interception today?
Yeah, you know that ball was intended for Pat Bryant, just to be clear.
Was it? Are you sure?
Yes, 100%.
Sure?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, there's something. But all right. Let me tell you this.
But does it
hold on.
surprise you that it was an errant pass intended for Pat Bryant? There were errant passes all over the place today.
God, I got to look at some of the numbers, and I'll get to the windy stuff here in a second. All right, so Pat Bryant, 1 catch for 43 yards. That was good. Franklin, 5.
I like Pat Bryant.
5 for 40 for Franklin on 9 targets.
Yeah, Franklin, man.
Cortland Sutton.
There's times where he looks so bad, and there's times where he looks good. I don't know. I mean,
yeah. Cortland Sutton 3 for 24, so terrible game for him.
He's been on a milk carton for a good amount of the games this year.
5 targets to Engram, 2 catches. That sucks.
How many yards?
12 yards.
Cool.
They really missed an opportunity to throw the ball, I think, to RJ Harvey. 2 for 9. I mean, this was brutal. So Bo was 16 of 28 for $150. Quarterback rating out of 100 at 54.2, a QBR out of 153.8 or 158.3, 27.2. But look at the QBR of Gino Smith. We haven't talked about the Broncos defense yet, and we will. But you know what? Let me do one more thing.
We gotta fight the urge to get complacent, bored, talking about the greatness that is this Denver Broncos defense.
Give me 1 second and we'll get to it, okay? Give me 1 second. This is my back and forth with Sean about the wind. So I was curious about this answer because I think the wind actually was a huge factor at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Huge factor. But here, Sean, I think he basically admits he just misread things. Let me play for you and then we can comment.
Coach, you mentioned it was a little windy. How did that impact your play calling, your offense, and even cross-shot and punting?
I felt like, honestly, usually here, the forecast, the wind dies down as it gets later. So I wouldn't have considered the first half windy. I would have just said in the second half it started picking up. Look, they had a chance at a field goal to tie. Hindsight, me attempting that field goal, I wouldn't have done it. But I don't think the win was the reason that game was a low-scoring game. I think both defenses played well.
Do you think cross-shot was impacted by it?
I think it was more the drop. It's not the kick off the foot. When generally speaking, when you have some mishits like that, it's how it comes off your hands.
Man, Sean was having a hard time just putting some thoughts together, huh, Coach?
Is that different than any other day?
I don't know, man. It felt.
It sounded very, very similar to what we see, and that, hey, he's an 8-2 head coach, guys. It's such a remarkable thing because, gosh, I played and then coached at a school, a collegiate environment where the local fan base didn't like just winning any way possible. It wanted to win beautifully. It wanted to have trick plays and Statue of Liberties. And I'm talking about playing at Boise State.
Mm-hmm.
And at times as a coach, it does get nauseating and frustrating. The job is to win the football game. Now, there are troubling signs right now in particular, because you have played bad football offensively in a good share of your quarters that you've competed in. You're the number 1 punting team in pro football. Also, you have the best record in pro football. What does that scream? It screams that you got elite defense and elite special teams. Well, that ain't the case on the special teams front, right? So even more why this defense is that good.
All right, well, let's get to the defense. We'll get to some more of your comments. But this from our friends at Journey Spice.
There's a world of flavor out there. And to find it, you have to take the journey. Journey Spice Company handcrafts the most premium spice and seasoning blends that have no sugar, no salt, are certified USDA organic, non-GMO, vegan friendly, and always planet friendly. You are going to love serving amazingly delicious creations while knowing you helped reduce single-use plastics. Make sure to search for Journey Spice Company on Amazon today.
All right, thank you, Journey Spice. Don't forget, use the code GetSpicy and save 10% at Amazon.com. That's GetSpicy. Thank you, Andon and Rosa. We love you guys. Make sure you support Journey Spice and support this channel by liking and subscribing. We'd appreciate it. All right, Coach. Yeah, I was told this is pretty funny. We're doing our shot for Altitude TV, or at least I'm trying best I can. I had some weird hearing technical difficulties today. Don't ask me why, because I'm a moron. And a guy was coming by in a like a cart, and he goes, "DMac, guess you didn't get your prediction right." I'm actually getting heckled for my prediction as I'm about to, do the altitude thing, because I said 31-13. I really did think the Broncos were going to put it together. When you look at it, though, Coach, it was the Raiders that blew this game. When you look at their missed opportunities, totally what they missed out on. So let's turn the page to that. Let's talk about what they missed out on in the Broncos defense.
Well, first off, the field position that the Raiders were able to get as a result of another horrific Darren Rizzi special teams performance, where I keep saying it. One penalty in a contest on your special teams unit is a failure. Multiple is an abject failure and at times fireable. It keeps happening over and over and over. Stepping out of bounds penalties,
right?
Holding penalties. And all that does is it just changes the starting field position math. The one big moment, obviously, in the game, frankly, ironically, it won the game. It was the block punt by way of JL Skinner's face mask. That was the play. That was the Darren Rizzi special, man. Did you see him on the TV copy grinning ear to ear, man, with this guy Skinner?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, the Riz master was back. He was in his element, but this defense was lights out. Zach Allen was phenomenal. He was the MVP of the game.
So good.
3 quarterback hits, continues to lead the National Football League in harassing quarterbacks, and the stats are there. Has the sack, ends up with a pass defensed. Just a really good play. It was player. It's really good to see Nick Bonito get back in the sack stat sheet. He'd had a 3-game, he's getting a lot of chip help. He's getting a lot of game planning, which is what happens. But him going to get 1.5 sacks, he's now up to 9.5 and well on his way to being a 15 to potentially 18 sack guy. This Broncos front is unbelievable. Chris Abrams' drain was very good. Jahdae Barron had the one bad coverage snap, but I think that was a coverage that looked like there was maybe some communication issues where he was looking to pass it to somebody that wasn't there. He looked like he was because outside of that, how many catches did Brock Bowers have?
I was just going there. Remarkable stat. 1 catch, big one in kind of a soft zone defense.
Yep.
1 catch for 31 yards on 3 targets. Mike, they didn't even target Brock Bowers in the second half. Dude, their most dangerous weapon, they didn't target in the second half. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I'll tell you who's not having fun either. I can tell it because I watched him for 2 seasons in Boise, Idaho. Ashton Genty is not having fun playing football. He looks like a joyless player.
Had a nice touchdown.
He did, but he just looks like a player that's just has 0 joy.
19 carries, 60 yards, 3.2. Nice touchdown. Nice red zone finish by them.
Cool.
But I mean, they in terms of passing the ball, you got to pass the ball to him. Nope, we're not going to do it. 5 targets, 3 receptions for 3 yards. So the Broncos defense, shut down a very talented rookie running back, shut down the best offensive tight end after they shut down 0 catches to Jake Ferguson of the Cowboys. So you count up Jake Ferguson and Brock Bowers in 2 games, the total amount of catches, 1. I mean, that is Vance Joseph, the defense. You get a freaking, how many gold stars can we give out? I mean, like, it is off the charts.
Yeah,
how good these guys are.
If the Penner family could pull some strings with the committee of the Nobel laureate, I think that they need to give out some awards to VJ and this defensive unit. Now, I'm going to ask you this question, not to pivot too quickly.
Well, hold on. Before you pivot, I got to give you the line. For the whole defense in total, 6 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss, 3 passes defended, basically knocked down, 11 quarterback hits. I mean, Gino Smith could barely get to midfield to shake Bo Nix's hand at the end. He was abused,
battered,
seeing shadows. He was a mess. He was taken out at one point for Kenny Pickett to look at an injury, but the way they rattled and shook and destroyed their offense, and I get you, the Raiders' offense, nothing to write home about, but that was extraordinary what the Broncos defense did tonight.
No, and you can't tip your cap enough, and all the comparisons are going to be made about the 2015 Denver Broncos that won a Super Bowl after 10 games, also were 8-2.
Rightfully so.
Also had an electric defense that found a way, a little bit different, was creating more takeaways, but this defense, from Malcolm Roach to John Franklin Myers to Talanoa Hufanga to Nick Benito to Jonathan Cooper. I think I said Zach Allen, but if not, I'd say his name 3 times. This defensive front is the equivalent of the no-fly zone taking the football away. Because when you create the amount of negative plays that get you so far behind the sticks, it then creates another down where you have to pass protect against the best defensive front in football.
It was amazing.
It's like a Venus flytrap. It's wild to watch teams like watching Geno Smith after a 2nd and 8 sack that makes it 3rd and 16. It's like, now what? I'm going to drop back and do the same thing again? Really? Like, I'm just stuck. You're just stuck.
Let me give you a couple of other ones. The Broncos offense was 1 for 3 in the red zone. The Raiders 1 for 1. 1 for 3, meaning we're not going to give you defense extra points. The Broncos were -1 in terms of giveaway takeaway. Now, one of those interceptions was a punterception. And I got it. It's on 2nd down. You could still get in field goal territory. It's not an excuse. But, I mean, you're hucking it up like 60 yards and gets picked off. It's like a punt at the end of the first half. It's not I got you. You could still score points.
I think that was arguably one of the dumbest end of half decisions on a 2nd down I've ever seen.
All right.
It was idiotic. Idiotic.
Fine. It didn't cost. Well, all right. I'm not going to. All right. I'm not going to.
Did you see the very next play?
Yes. Well, they lucked out because it was, thank God, it was overthrown.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even overthrown. It was a perfect throw by Geno Smith. It bounced off against freaking pads.
Yeah. They lucked out. All right, fine. You get a little lucky there too. Listen, I'm here to praise the defense. Okay, that's what I'm here to do. It was extraordinary. You give up 1 touchdown. I'm not even mad at that. You know, who cares? But they've been extraordinary. They've been extraordinary, the defense. You think Zach Allen, and this is without Pat Surtain. You just won 2 games without Pat Surtain, brother. How about that?
There's probably a shot that Pat's back for the Chiefs game.
I think there's hope. And
there's
I think
10 days from now, right?
Listen, if they did put him on IR, not only would he have missed the Chiefs, he would have missed the Commanders game after the bye week.
Yeah, do you realize that you only play 1 game in the next 23 days?
Thank God.
Yeah, you're right. Right. It's been a frenetic pace, has it not?
Yes, it has. And being in the locker room after the game, coach, listen, you can tell certain things, all right? That team, yes, you're happy you won, but you're also just physically and emotionally drained, okay? Drained. The Texan game was a draining game. This game was a draining game. Sean made a gargantuan mistake, in my opinion, not scheduling a bye week after the London game, which was their right to do. They didn't do it. The NFL is idiots, and it's going to change, in my opinion. You're going to have an 18th game, and you're going to have 2 bye weeks. CU has 2 bye weeks. They got 12 games. Okay, So you're going to have a second bye week, which I think will mean that nobody will play on Sunday then Thursday, because you'll have 2 bye weeks to mess around with, Coach. So I think that will be coming. That makes sense. Other than that, you're just going to get crappy football games for America, and it's going to get crappier as the season goes on.
We have we have well over 1,200 people joining us right now live at 11:32 p.m. So we appreciate every one of you. We love having you on here, and keep the comments coming. We've loved building this show. DMac has been working tirelessly to create great content and drive the show. But I wanted to hear from all of you out there on Twitch, on YouTube. I think there's maybe one other place that you can watch from, X for sure.
Yeah.
The Broncos 8 victories, right? And I fully subscribe to the theory that you play whoever they put in front of you. The Broncos 8 victories are against teams right now with a record of 21-47-1.
That's crazy.
If you remove the Eagles, which is a real game, it's a real victory, you're looking at 15-45-1 in your other 7 victories. What is that? Does that concern you, Broncos country, about what's to come, even though you have Washington Commanders that are hapless without Jaden Daniels and a ton of other injuries? But does it concern you with some teams like the Packers coming up, some teams, Jaguars coming up? There are some more competitive Chargers, 2 against the Chiefs. And then more importantly, does it concern you against the team that you may play in the first round of the playoffs? Because if you do what you've been doing offensively, I feel like we're due for another, basically run back what happened against the Bills last year. You're going to get down, but too much. Defense is on the field for too long. And it's another first round exit to me, even regardless of what happens the next 8-9 weeks of regular season football. Not winning a playoff game would be a failure. And I thought that before the season.
Well, I'll tell you this. My prediction this year was 11-6 with a first round win on the road against the Texans. Because I thought the Broncos would be the best wild card team going against the worst division winner, right? Yeah. So that's how that's not going to happen because Indy's going to win that division. All right. So it ain't going to be that. The worst division winner by this theory may be the Steelers. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, could the Ravens come and win that division? I mean, maybe. So if the Chiefs, Mike, do what Chiefs do and win the division again, which would be frustrating, but let's just say it happens. And the Broncos are in the playoffs. And this could even be the Chargers winning. Just say the Broncos are in the playoffs in that spot and they're playing the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Unless you want to call it the Ravens in that division. I'm up for grabs. You want to call it one way or the other? You want to say Steelers or Ravens in that division?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll end up being the Ravens. I think
okay,
Aaron Rodgers is going to Aaron Rodgers.
Fine by me. You're playing the Ravens in the first round. How are you doing in the playoffs? You against the Ravens in the playoffs.
It's been a historically awful matchup.
It's been terrible.
You know, and you're not going to see Snoop Huntley.
Well, so we'll see how Lamar stays healthy, but yeah, theoretically you won't, right?
Yep.
Just say they win or they lose. I mean, that's the theory.
By that point, the Ravens would be scorching hot.
Okay.
I think you lose.
All right.
If you play the way your offense has been playing for, we'll call it 80% of the quarters that you've competed in you've played 40 quarters of offensive football in all 3 phases. But in the offense, the evaluation of the 40 quarters, I would venture to say 32 of them have been buns, cheeks, cakes, awful.
Can I give you another scenario?
Please.
They win the AFC West. They win the AFC West with a record of 12-5. They don't win the AFC. The Patriots win the AFC. Oh my God. Kind of crazy. Let's just say they're the third best. So now you're playing the second wild card team, which would be probably in this scenario, if this happens, it'd probably be the, who do you think? Chargers, maybe?
Got to prove you can beat that. You got to prove. You got to prove you can beat.
You know what? Let me have some more fun with this. Let me call it. It's the Jaguars.
Okay.
Jaguars. Okay. Colts win. Jaguars put up 10 wins. They get in. You're hosting the Jaguars. How you doing?
You'll beat him. You'll beat him. You'll obliterate. You'll get after Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
You will abuse him.
So here's how I see it too. I agree, actually. With this defense, Mike, they can beat anybody.
They can.
And we've seen it before. So no matter what's going on with this offense, and it really is about Bo and Sean. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
I think you and I have been talking even off camera, off air for the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and we've kind of felt it.
Oh yeah.
Tonight you saw it.
Well, can I tell you when I knew it? When I thought I knew it.
Yeah.
It's back when Sean called Bo Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, that's weird.
And that Halloween, Bo dressed up as Iceman from Top Gun. The difference between not Maverick, not Tom Cruise, he dressed up as Iceman. Who was the more responsible guy? Was still a badass.
He's the Boba.
Yeah. And if you follow Top Gun Maverick, the second movie, Iceman was in charge of everything. Like Iceman was the real.
Dude, yeah, he was the grand poobah.
That's right. Maverick was the fuck up. Maverick was the guy that just couldn't get his shit together. Why are you still doing this, Maverick, after all these years? Well, he's talking to Iceman. Ferris Bueller was a mess up. Ferris Bueller was a wise guy, was like a ne'er-do-well, was a spoiled, entitled brat. So when Sean Payton is calling him Ferris Bueller and Bo sees himself as Iceman, right then and there, I was like, well, there is something going on here. Do you know what Bo dressed up for Halloween this year?
Yeah, it was F1 Grand Prix Brad Pitt's character.
Another badass.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Bo thinks about himself.
Yep.
And Sean thinks he's Ferris Bueller. Okay, guys, and this is not just foolish, silly stuff. These are crumbs about their relationship. And if you don't see it, you're blind. There's just something not there. Okay.
The biggest crumb I see, because, certainly like sometimes Sean, I think, speaks, I don't know, almost like silliness, foolishness, like the Ferris Bueller thing, right? Because that was pretty sure it was after a victory. It was like after they beat the Falcons or something along those lines.
Something like that, yeah.
A year ago. What I could see is there's not a lot of interaction between play caller and quarterback at all these days on the sideline. I see a lot of Bo Nix interacting with Davis Webb.
Mm-hmm.
I see him going right back to that area on the bench with his iPad, but I don't see a lot of let's get on the same page.
I don't see it either.
And that to me is even more concerning than a nickname.
Yeah.
For a degenerate character from a 1980s film. But I think there is something to be said for the degenerate that Sean Payton at least branded Bo Nix as a year ago.
On that note, they did win though, Coach, right?
Oh, yeah. And
so
Broncos best record in the National Football League.
It's so weird, man. All right. I love the drama. I'm not going to lie. And the light show at halftime was cool too. There was all this stuff. Watch look at that, Coach. Look what it turns into. We got the D. Look at this. Come on, man. That's cool. We're doing light shows. Let it glow. You know what I'm saying, Coach? That's cool, right?
Is that arguably the biggest TV you've ever seen?
The biggest D I've ever seen is looking at my face in the mirror. And on that note, all right, a morning sprint tomorrow, 10 to noon. Are you doing any 9 News stuff tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. I'll be 9 News tomorrow morning. I'll be up in let's see here. Let's check. I'll be up in 5 hours and 18 minutes, Darren.
All right, it's deep rest though, Coach. It's deep rest during this because February gets sad because we don't have football anymore. So let's
sleep when I'm dead. Oh, I have a great quote for you, Darren.
Give it to me.
For all of you that thought tonight was just bad football, I would tell you this: a night or a day of bad football,
there you go,
is still a great day of football.
Watch Coach on 9 News. Are you Jordan and Corey, my pals?
Jordan and Corey, got to send him an email right now.
We really gotta all go out. We all, you, me, we are the 9 News. I know, but I was working that night.
I invited you to go to Jordan and Corey hung out on the sideline of the Valor game.
I would have loved that. They were there. I would have loved that. So, but we're a little 9 News crew. We're a little altitude crew. We're not always on together. We're never on together. But we're on all the time.
Look, my guy here, Ike, bro, Flowski. He probably looks at me right now. He's like, that idiot right there with that unwell-kempt beard and the flat bill hat. That guy's on the news. Yeah, I'll pull it together tomorrow somehow, some way. I'll tell you that. I got to comb my hair.
We'll let you go. We got morning sprint. You got 9 News, morning sprint 10 to noon. I'm on from noon to 3 with Tyler and Scott. Hopefully Scott doesn't fall over. Did you see that, by the way?
Yeah, we gotta get with my guy Scotty about sitting up in a seat every once in a while. Huh?
Jesus. All right. Love you, pal.
Love you,
bro.
bro.
Talk to you tomorrow.
8-2. Let's celebrate, man. Celebrate good times. Come on.
Come on. My name is.
Is that crystal clear?
Yep. My name's Luca.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.